There's my girl. You got groomed. You're so pretty. Are you gonna go tell Brandis to get my stuff? Get my stuff. Hello and welcome to Michelle's Life on Repeat. I am working on my second's breakfast here as I get ready to film. Upstairs in my orchid room, I have some watering to do and I am munching on my snack tray. Let's look today at some of the things in the orchid room I didn't get to finish sharing with you the other day, and also my New Hope Minis. It's their day to be watered, so come along. Let's see how they have grown since January. Here is the rest of my orchids doing well. They're loving that top light, the new light we've added. My yellow bird is finally growing. It might be a spike, but I think it's another set of leaves. Who knows? We shall see. Here we have my only other boba phylum, and she's, holding her own. Lost a few leaves to turning brown and falling off, but yeah, everything needs a watering. My pride and joys here, my zygopetalums. They love the little fan blowing on them. Right next to him, right next to Bella. But no spikes, nothing growing, just pretty green leaves. The one in the back has lost a few. That was the one that didn't come that strong from the Safeway grocery store. You can see only two leaves sticking up, but she's got a little bit growing on her. I'll move this one back. She's got a little new shoot growing, but it has a little black spot on it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. This is finally growing roots in here. I have had her for so long and I don't even know what she is. I think the tag is it still? Oh, it is still on her. Pacific Paradox Petit is finally growing some roots in there to go with that new growth. The two little Telumnias are loving the bark mix, or instead of the mount, I took them off. The new Telumnia right next to it gets drenched every day too, and she loves it. And the little spike did not die. She is actually growing a little bit more on that Tiscu Marguerite Tyler, I think that was her name. I'll let you know when she opens up. The one that I recently took off, Fangensinancy, off of her mount is doing great. Her roots, I did take a layer of moss off the other day. It just seemed like it was a little thick, but they're green and healthy. We have some green tipped buds. So she just kind of picked up where she left off. We finally have growth and roots on this little one that Yoshi sent me. Sophrocatalea. Let me get her out of the container and look at it. Came from Hisenbu Lady Red Beauty, which is a Sophrocatalea Boo Lady. And she's growing that growth, putting down roots in a bark and moss mix. On the lowest level, my 3 Miltonias in the back, they're growing new little shoots at the base of their growths, so that's exciting. And these 2 little tiny ones I need to water. I haven't done it today, but they are plugging along. Remember I took them off their mounts. The Chrysocentrum Gokusingii had 2 parts, and the little part is still thriving and the big one is still doing her thing. And right next to it we have this little guy. All right, it was a little hard to get it in focus, so I had to bring it up here. She has this little tiny spike going on in the middle. Yay! I hope it continues to flourish. I've gotten this far with her before and it dries up, so I make sure every day to give her water in her little pot. So you saw the big pink Sonia with the 7 big blooms. Well, this is her companion. I bought it from the same vendor, same time, totally different size and performance. They were in the same conditions, watered the same. They don't, oh, that's the difference. They don't have the same media. This one is all Orchiata bark. And that one that's blooming right under the highlight is in all leca. So next season, I might change her to leca. I can feel that there are some roots that come through the bottom. They're looking a little rough. You know, as I turn it, you can see that they don't brighten up much. They just kind of stay white. There are some fresh ones coming through the top here, but there are a lot of them that just don't seem to be performing well. Let me get on to the other orchids. It was watering day for the New Hope Minis, and it's probably been 2 months, maybe 3. I'll have to look back in my records since I showed you these guys. Remember in the beginning of January, I believe it was, I took a bunch of seedlings. I think it ended up being 40 of them. These are Dendrobium New Hope Minis. They won't stay mini, they will get big, but they came in little foam seedling little containers of them, you know, I don't know how to describe it, little foam pockets, seed pockets. And we stripped those away and planted them in these containers after I separated them. And this big white clear tub here stays on the shelf behind me. There is a little bit of miniature minis that didn't quite start out as strong. There's 3 there in the back, and I put 2 in the front here for comparison. As you can see, their growth is a little stagnant, not doing as well as the bigger group of New Hope Minis. I have this little container with all the little minis in it sitting on a heat mat, thinking that that would encourage more vigorous growth, but I think it is not helping them in the least. So I am going to move these guys into the same container as the big guys and see if being closer to the light and less heat might make them grow stronger. But let's look. We had some at the beginning. When we started this, I measured them against my giraffe, and my giraffe is downstairs. My little niece was playing with them. But looky there, she's up to about 6 standing tall on her own there, leaf span. That's the one I think she came in at maybe 4. So she's grown a couple inches and has gotten fatter on her canes. This is the other one that I wrote that we did a test on, and let me spin her. Top cane is the tallest. If she was sitting straight up, I'll have to fix that. And she's coming in just a little bit under the 6 mark also. So they're growing great. I had one that I threw away because it looked like a bunch of bugs bit it, but I don't have any bugs in my orchid room that I've ever seen here. At least in the last year. So I quickly threw her out, and we are down to 39 New Hope Minis. And hopefully when they get a little bit bigger and more stronger, probably next spring, maybe summer, my goal is to give them away to any of my subscribers who would like one, or friends or family members who would like one. And you guys can grow them on bigger, or if nobody wants them, I'll just keep growing them bigger and have a room full of beautiful New Hope Minis. Thank you for spending time with me in the orchid room as I putzed around on this Halloween day.